Let us start with the confirmed news coming directly from Atletico Madrid's camp. The travelling squad for Tuesday night's second leg at the Emirates has been officially released. And the headline from that list is this: Julian Alvarez, Giuliano Simeone and Alexander Sorloth, all three of whom have been listed as injury doubts, have been named in the travelling party. Sky Sports News confirmed this just hours ago. That is significant information because it tells us Diego Simeone has chosen to bring his uncertain players along, likely hoping at least one of them can contribute. Now let us look at the full squad list itself. Atletico have named 25 players for this trip. The squad includes Jan Oblak in goal, Jose Maria Gimenez, Ruggeri, Lenglet and Lenormand at the back. In midfield and attack, you have Koke, Griezmann, Alex Banaya, Almeida, Marcos Llorente, Molina, Hanko and Ademi Lukman. The three injury doubts, Alvarez, Sorloth and Giuliano Simeone, are also on that list. Mark Pubel, Esquivel, Bonar, Julio Diaz and Ikaluke complete the group. My analysis on this: Simeone, bringing his doubt players, tells you something important about his mindset. He is not coming to London to sit back and defend a draw. He wants options. He wants attacking depth. Alvarez in particular, if fit, is the kind of player who can change a game with one moment of quality. Arsenal cannot afford to assume that because these players are doubts. They will not feature. The reality is that Simeone always finds a way to use whatever he has available. Here is the situation that Arsenal find themselves in. They drew 1-1 in Madrid in the first leg. That result on paper gives Arsenal the slight edge because an away goal is worth something psychologically, but this tie is far from over. Atletico Madrid, under Diego Simeone, are the most difficult team in world football to eliminate once they have a lifeline. The first leg showed that. Arsenal controlled large portions of that game at the Metropolitano, yet Atletico still managed to level it up. Now Arsenal return home, the Emirates, their fortress, and the question everyone is asking is simple: can Arsenal finish the job on Tuesday night and reach their first Champions League final since 2006? If you want the kind of in-depth analysis that breaks down exactly what is at stake for this club, hit that subscribe button right now. Melissa, Arsenal analyst, gives you the full picture on every big Arsenal moment. Do not miss a single video. Subscribe and turn on notifications. Arsenal's confirmed good news. Let us start with the most important confirmed piece of news for Arsenal ahead of Tuesday. Declan Rice will be available to face Atletico Madrid. This was not guaranteed. There had been talk in the media about a potential suspension linked to comments Rice made. Arsenal were reportedly surprised by that speculation. And here is the key fact: there has been no contact from UEFA over any investigation into his comments. None. Zero. That means the suspension talk was just talk. Rice is free to play. Now, I want you to understand what that means in the context of this match. Rice has been the standout performer in this Arsenal team for the entire season. The evidence suggests he is arguably the best player in the Premier League this campaign. He has been imperious whether used as a box-to-box 8 or as a holding 6. His ability to break up play, drive forward and lead this group in the dressing room makes him irreplaceable. If Rice had been suspended on Tuesday night, Arsenal would have been walking into the most important game of their season significantly weakened. The fact that he is confirmed available changes the entire picture. The Havertz situation. Now let us talk about Kai Havertz. Mikel Arteta has revealed that he is hoping Havertz can return for Tuesday night's decisive clash. That word hoping is important. It is not confirmed. It is not guaranteed. So I want to be very clear here. Havertz's return is not yet certain. What is clear is that Havertz has been described as one of Arsenal's most important attackers. He has missed multiple games through injury, and his absence has been felt throughout the season, with recurring problems limiting his availability across key periods. But he is now pushing for a comeback. He has been working toward fitness. If Havertz is available and Arteta decides to use him, that gives Arsenal a completely different dimension in attack. He offers outstanding all-round play, even when his finishing lets him down. His ability to link play, press effectively and occupy central positions makes Arsenal a harder team to defend against. The situation is that Arsenal could go into Tuesday's second leg with more attacking options than many expected even a week ago. Bukayo Saka's return and Calafiori's verdict. Let us talk about what happened at the weekend against Fulham. Arsenal won 3-0, and the story of that game was the return of Bukayo Saka, making his first start since recovering from a problematic Achilles issue. In 45 minutes of football, Saka scored and assisted. He was electric. He reminded everyone watching exactly why he is Arsenal's talisman. And here is what Riccardo Calafiori had to say about Saka after that performance. And I am going to read this exactly as he said it, because his words carry weight. Calafiori said, "You saw what he did, and I still think he still needs to find his form back again." But he is an unbelievable player, and as I've said before, we want everyone available. He then added, "He is one of our best players, and he is going to help us a lot." I'm pretty confident about that. Now, let me give you my analysis on those words. What Calafiori is telling you is not just a compliment. He is giving you genuine insider information about where Saka's form currently sits. He is saying Saka is not yet at his absolute best, even after that brilliant cameo against Fulham. That is both a warning and an exciting prospect. If Saka at 80% can score an assist against a Premier League side, what happens when he reaches 100%? That thought should excite every Arsenal supporter going into Tuesday night. Calafiori's own brilliance and the Trossard partnership. And while we are talking about Calafiori, we cannot ignore what he himself produced against Fulham. He hit the crossbar. He had a goal ruled out for offside. He was instrumental all afternoon. And journalist Adam Keyes put it beautifully. His exact words were this: "The ball sings when it arrives at Riccardo Calafiori's feet. Arsenal are a better attacking team when he plays." His unique blend of technical excellence combined with positional chaos gives an unpredictability in build-up that is impossible to defend. We need him to stay fit. That is a very precise observation, and I agree with every word of it. The evidence throughout this season supports exactly that point. When Calafiori is in the team, Arsenal's attacking patterns become more complex, more varied, and more difficult to read. He does not simply stay in his lane as a left-back. He arrives in unexpected positions, he drives forward, he combines intuitively with those around him, which brings us to the Trossard partnership. A clip was shared from AFC Newsroom showing Trossard and Calafiori in full flow down that left side against Fulham. And there was a quote from Trossard, spoken back in November, that sums up their connection perfectly. Trossard said, "Sometimes I can play a ball blind to him and I know he will be there." That is the kind of chemistry you cannot manufacture. It is built through repetition, through trust, through understanding each other's instincts on the pitch. The question being asked now is whether both should start together again on Tuesday against Atletico. My view, based on the evidence available, is that Arteta would be wise to keep that partnership intact if both players are fit and sharp. Viktor Gyökeres and the 21-goal statement. Now, let us talk about Viktor Gyökeres, because the Fulham game was enormous for him personally. He scored twice against Fulham, taking his total to 21 goals in all competitions this season. And in doing so, he became the first Arsenal player to reach the 20-goal mark in a single season since Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang in the 2019-20 season. That is a landmark moment. And Calafiori's assessment of Gyökeres was again very revealing. He said, "I really like him. I think he changes the whole game when he plays. Even if he does not touch the ball, it changes a lot for us." He is doing really well. Obviously, when you are a striker, you want to score. When you score, you are even more confident about yourself. He is on a good level, but again, he can do even more. That last line is the one that should have Atletico Madrid worried. Gyökeres can do even more. His own teammate is telling you he has not yet hit his ceiling this season. 21 goals, a brace at the weekend. And according to someone who trains and plays alongside him every day, there is still more to come. That is a frightening thought for any opposition. The reality for the club is that Gyökeres has divided opinions since his arrival, with critics pointing to his technical level relative to his teammates. But goals are the currency of a striker's game, and 21 of them in a debut campaign at Arsenal cannot be dismissed. He is delivering where it matters most, the TIFO and the atmosphere. Now let us step back for a moment and talk about the environment Arsenal are creating for Tuesday night. It has been confirmed that the biggest TIFO in Arsenal's history will be unveiled before kick-off at the Emirates. It will drop from the East Stand. Supporters have been asked to be in their seats by 7:45 in the evening. The display has been organised by Redekuna AFC. Calafiori himself, when asked about the atmosphere at Fulham on Saturday, said this. He said, "The crowd was good. The atmosphere was unbelievable." Yes, it is a clear message, and we have to think step by step because, of course, Tuesday we have a massive, massive game and we are focusing on this game as well. This matters more than many people give credit for. Atmosphere in knockout European football is a genuine force. It lifts players, it unsettles opponents. And if the Emirates on Tuesday night is anything close to a full roar from 60,000 supporters backing their team in a Champions League semi-final, Atletico Madrid are going to feel it. Calafiori confirmed that the Fulham atmosphere boosted the team's confidence. Tuesday's atmosphere is set to be on a completely different level. Martin Zubimendi on consistency and Arteta. Let us shift attention to Martin Zubimendi, who has been speaking extensively ahead of Tuesday. His words on Arsenal's consistency this season were measured and thoughtful. He said, "The season has been all about consistency. Every match counts. It does not matter to us where we are playing or who we are facing. I am happy about that because we have been really focused for every match, and that has not been easy." He also reflected on the club's progression in European football, adding, "I think Arsenal have gone from strength to strength in this competition in the last few years, quarter-finals, semi-finals last year. So it is clear that we are making good progress and there is no reason for that to stop." That is a player who understands the trajectory of this club. He is not just offering words for the cameras, he is drawing a line from where Arsenal were to where they are now and pointing forward. And critically, he believes the progression is not finished. Zubimendi also spoke candidly about his development under Mikel Arteta. His words were, "Once I joined the club, I realised that I had a lot to learn. He is a coach who has seen a lot, who has learned a lot, and who has studied a lot. You can see that since I have joined the club, I have become a different player. We work really hard. All of our training sessions have tactical, technical, and strategic aspects. Ultimately, repetition leads to perfection, and that is what we are trying to achieve." He added, "It goes without saying that in the Premier League, the physical side of things is really important, but intelligence is still important when it comes to seeing something different and making a real difference." My analysis on Zubimendi's words is this. He arrived at Arsenal with some supporters and analysts questioning whether he was the right fit for Arteta's system. Many expected him to be a Rodri-type defensive anchor. The reality for the club is that he is closer to a press-oriented, technically precise midfielder, perhaps more in the mould of an N'Golo Kante profile. But the evidence of his performances this season, having played every single league game, suggests he has found his role within this system and he is thriving in it. Zubimendi also opened up about the personal challenges of moving to London, saying he had never lived away from San Sebastian before. He spoke about adjusting to life without his closest friends and family nearby. He even mentioned that the thing he misses most is his dog, who is currently back home with his father. It is a very human moment from a player who has quietly gone about earning the respect of everyone at the club. What the experts are saying, Carragher's verdict, Jamie Carragher has backed Arsenal to progress to the Champions League final. He described Arsenal as the stronger side and claimed they largely controlled the first leg despite a brief Atletico resurgence. He questioned Atletico's overall quality, insisting they are not at the level required to stop Arteta's team. He went on to say that with the game finally poised at 1-1, he believes Arsenal should take the match to Atletico in the first half and aim to score a couple of goals to secure a comfortable second half. That is a significant endorsement from someone who has watched and analysed elite European football for many years. And the logic is sound. Arsenal at home, backed by a roaring crowd with Saka returning, Gyökeres in form, Rice available and potentially Havertz pushing for a start are a formidable proposition. Atletico will need to produce something very special to stop this Arsenal team on their own ground. The Premier League title race and West Ham warning. Let us not forget that Arsenal are fighting on two fronts. The Premier League title race remains very much alive. Arsenal are currently 6 points clear of Manchester City, who have 2 games in hand. Arsenal have 3 league games remaining, and crucially, none of them take them out of London. Their remaining Premier League fixtures are West Ham away, then home to Burnley, and finally Crystal Palace away on the final day. That is a manageable run on paper, but West Ham is not to be underestimated. One analyst pointed out that West Ham are fighting desperately to avoid relegation. According to current market data, West Ham have a 65% probability of being relegated, making them a highly motivated and potentially dangerous opponent for Arsenal. The argument being made is that Arsenal are going to face the nastiest version of West Ham imaginable, because for that club, stopping the title race and staying up are 2 equally powerful motivations in the same game. The situation is that Arsenal cannot afford to sleepwalk through that fixture. Every point matters now. Summer transfer rumours, Camavinga and Svensson. Now let us address 2 summer transfer rumours. And I want to be very clear, these are rumours, nothing confirmed, nothing agreed. The first is Eduardo Camavinga of Real Madrid. Reports suggest that Arsenal are showing serious interest in the 23-year-old French midfielder ahead of the summer window. Arsenal are described as among the clubs making the most concrete approaches for his signature. Manchester United are also said to be tracking him closely, setting up a potential summer battle between the 2 clubs. Real Madrid are reportedly open to offers this summer. The argument being made is that Camavinga's energy, his ability to progress the ball, And his Champions League experience would instantly upgrade Arsenal's midfield options and give Arteta a dynamic box-to-box presence. Again, this is a rumour, but it is worth monitoring closely as the window approaches. The second rumour involves Borussia Dortmund left-back Daniel Svensson. Arsenal, Leeds United and Liverpool are all reported to be in the race to sign him. AC Milan, Atalanta and Inter Milan are also said to be monitoring the situation, but the source cited is Fosball-Daten. This is a rumour at this stage. Multiple clubs are involved and nothing has progressed to any formal stage. The full squad review. What should happen this summer? Now let us talk big picture. Beyond Tuesday, beyond the title race. What does this Arsenal squad actually look like heading into next season and what decisions need to be made? The goalkeeping situation is settled. David Raya has been one of the most reliable goalkeepers, not just in the Premier League, but across Europe this season. He is set to claim a third consecutive Premier League Golden Glove. Kepa Arrizabalaga has been a dependable backup in domestic cups, despite a difficult moment in the Carabao Cup final. Young Tommy Setford, aged 20, made a single appearance this season and should remain to develop. All three should be kept. In defence, William Saliba has been arguably the best central defender in the world for 3 consecutive seasons. He has signed a contract through to 2030. He is irreplaceable and staying. Gabriel Magalhaes, at 28, remains one of the first names on the team sheet despite a dip in form since January. He stays. Ricardo Calafiori, when fit, is one of the best left-backs in world football and must be kept. His injury history is the only concern. Jurrien Timber, just 24 years old, is a top-level fullback who must also be retained. The situation around Ben White is more difficult. He has been a fantastic servant since joining for £50 million in 2021, but the evidence suggests his best days are now behind him. A series of injuries have taken their toll and he has looked leggy since his return. The recommendation is to find a buyer this summer and reinvest in a player capable of sharing minutes with Timber without a drop in quality. Christian Mosquera, signed for just £13 million last summer, has settled remarkably quickly and was recently capped by Spain. He provides excellent depth. Piero Hincapié, on loan from Bayer Leverkusen with an option to buy for around £45 million, has exceeded expectations and Arsenal are expected to make that move permanent. Young defender Marley Salmon, just 16, has already shown enough to suggest he is the best academy defender since Ashley Cole. He should be kept and given more opportunities next season. In midfield, Declan Rice stays. He is the heartbeat of this team. Martin Zubimendi stays. He has played every single league game and earned his place. Mikel Merino, when fit, provides genuine quality. Myles Lewis-Skelly, at just 19, showed in his central midfield cameo against Fulham that he belongs at this level. He must be kept. His ceiling is enormous. The cases for selling this summer include Christian Norgard, who has not started a single league game despite his Premier League experience. Arteta clearly does not trust him enough, and that should be the determining factor. Ethan Nwaneri's situation is more complex and more sad. His loan to Marseille has not gone well. Arteta has not shown sufficient faith in him even before that move. The recommendation is to sell and reinvest that money into more senior quality. Martin Odegaard is perhaps the most sensitive conversation. For several seasons, he was the creative heartbeat of this team. But the evidence of this campaign suggests that the Arsenal project has moved beyond the stage where Odegaard can be the driving force. His creativity and finishing have dropped significantly. His contract and standing at the club no longer match his current output. A sale or a reduced bench role is the honest conclusion. Hor Aberechi Eze has quietly become one of the most exciting players in this squad. He creates moments of magic out of nothing. He stays. Max Dowman, 16 years old, is described as the best young talent in England and must not be sold under any circumstances. In attack, Saka stays, Gyökeres stays, Havertz stays, Noni Madueke stays. Gabriel Jesus should be the first player moved on, given his injury history and declining impact. Gabriel Martinelli's trajectory has been disappointing despite promising Champions League numbers. Any suitable bids should be entertained, though replacing him for similar cost may be difficult. Leandro Trossard, at 31, has given his all for this club, but the summer is the right time to move on and bring in a world-class wide option. And then there is the side story that warms the heart. Cesc Fabregas spoke about the moment Arsene Wenger, Thierry Henry and David Dane all attended a Cormo match. He described it as amazing and revealed that Wenger sends him messages after games, win or lose, offering encouragement. He said, "He gives me a lot of courage." Those 3 names, Wenger, Henry, Dean, showing up together at a match to support someone they believe in. That is what this club means to people. That is the legacy and the love that runs through Arsenal Football Club. So, to bring everything together, Arsenal head into Tuesday night's second leg with Declan Rice available. Bukayo Saka returning to form, Viktor Gyökeres in the form of his life, having scored 21 goals this season, Ricardo Calafiori producing world-class football from left-back, and the possibility of Kai Havertz returning to add even more firepower. Atletico Madrid have brought their injury doubts, meaning Simeone is coming to play. The first leg sits at 1-1. Everything is on the line, and beyond Tuesday, this Arsenal squad is on the verge of something truly historic. 6 points clear in the Premier League with 3 games to play, a Champions League final within touching distance, a manager in Arteta who is clearly building something generational. The evidence suggests this club is not just competing for trophies right now. It is building a dynasty. This is Melissa, Arsenal analyst. If you found this breakdown valuable, please subscribe, leave a comment below with your prediction for Tuesday night and share this video with every Arsenal supporter you know. We will be back with full coverage before and after the Atletico match. Until then, come on Arsenal.